Hello and welcome. You're watching NewsX and this is the hot mic on NewsX. I'm Megha Sharma, your anchor, and joining me on the telecast right now is Pawan Khera, the senior Congress leader. Thank you so much for joining us on the telecast, Mr. Khera. My first question to you about the controversial electoral bonds. They have been disclosed now. It is the Congress that is at the number 3 position to have gotten donations. Does this reflect the public sentiment and their lack of confidence in the Congress to win the elections?
Not at all. On the contrary, this reflects the opaque nature of the electoral bonds, wherein the ruling party tried to use all the agencies against corporates, the ED, CBI, income tax, threatened them, browbeated them, and ensured that they paid BJP more than any other party. They also ensured that those people do not pay the Congress party. So this reflects the kind of government we have. This reflects the kind of ruling party we have in this country.
Okay. Do you think there is discrepancy in how the Congress leaders have come out and reacted to it? Because on one side there is Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, there is of course you who's speaking against the BJP, targeting the BJP. We have Jairam Ramesh who came out with a long tweet against the BJP over electoral bonds. And on the other side, we saw that the Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar saying that we would like to distance ourselves and refused to comment on the election commission finally coming out and releasing this data.
No, I think you're reading too much into it, misreading actually. We all, as the disciplined people of the party, soldiers of the party, wait for the party to take a collective call on what position to take on a particular issue, and all our leaders were waiting for that call.
Okay, all right. Also, of course, it's very apparent that your party is very critical of the electoral bonds, but isn't it the truth that there is no political party, including the Congress, who wants to make public information about donations? And why is it so?
Why should the rules only be against one party? Please introduce the right rule which should be applicable on all parties. We are all for it. We are all for transparency in electoral funding. We are the ones who have been talking about the opaqueness of electoral bonds and are talking against it all along, right from 2017-18 when Mr. Arun Jaitley introduced the opaque scheme of the electoral bonds.
Okay. You know, the elections are on the anvil. The Election Commission is soon going to be announcing the dates, which is tomorrow at 3 p.m. In this situation where India Alliance has come together, do you think that Rahul Gandhi is an important leader, is also a person who has the capability to become the Indian Prime Minister in the future?
You are trying to ask me who will be the face of India Alliance. Now that's not a question that I am willing to respond to. India Alliance takes collective decisions. Right now, what we are focusing on and the country wants us to focus on are the issues that plague the country, the issues of record-breaking unemployment, the issues of women's safety, the issues of farmers, the issue of overall social harmony. These are the issues that people are worried about. These are the issues people want their politicians to address. We are through with personality cults like Mr. Modi wants to ensure in the country.
Okay, talking about the Election Commission finally coming out and releasing the dates for the elections, you had raised questions because one of the Election commissioners had quit unceremoniously. 2 of the election commissioners have been now appointed yesterday. There was Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary who also raised objections saying that the ratio of the panel of the government was skewed in favor of the government when the election commissioners were appointed. What is your view this time?
Well, absolutely. The fact that the Chief Justice of India is not a part of this exercise shows, and the fact that the government ensured that the CJI is not a part of this exercise shows the intention of this government. They do not want anybody else other than the BJP to decide who will be the election commissioners. Election commission has to be autonomous. It cannot be directed, governed, produced, controlled, everything by one party.
Okay. So at this point, when the elections are going to take place, in the country. Are you confident? Do you trust the Election Commission to hold the elections in a free and unbiased manner?
Well, we have our objections, reservations, apprehensions, which we keep apprising the Election Commission of. We go into this election with an open mind and with absolute hope in our heart that we will win.
Okay. You know, the Congress has in the last couple of days released a number of guarantees if the India Alliance comes to power. And you've spoken about Nari Nyay, you've spoken about Yuva Nyay. There are SOPs to the tunes of lakhs of rupees that are then going to be given out to the youth. Jobs are going to be provided. The women are going to be given funds. How is this strategy going to counter what the BJP has been proposing and done in the past 10 years?
First of all, when you call it India Alliance, do you also call the other alliance as ND Alliance or you call it NDA? So if you call them NDA, please call us India. We are not India Alliance, we are India.
Okay,
Number one. Number two,
I'll call it
Congress,
I'll
when
call
we
it
were
India
part
bloc.
of the UPA, India Alliance, India bloc, whatever you want to call it, but don't call it India Alliance, and if you call us India Alliance, call them ND Alliance. Having said that, when the UPA was in power, we believed in affirmative action, we believed in a paradigm shift, and rights-based paradigm was what we introduced in our policy making, and this is what we are carrying forward now as we go into the 2024 elections.
You know, Congress and a number of India bloc leaders, members have been extremely critical of the Citizenship Amendment Act. Do you feel that this is opportunism over the real-life tragedies of the persecuted minority refugees in India?
No, this is the worst kind of opportunism. When they kept sitting on this bill, the act, for the last 3.5, 4 years, just before elections, they are trying to shift the focus away from the SBI issue, from the unemployment issue, from the various issues that plague their 10 years track record. And therefore, they are trying to shift focus, shift the goalpost, ensure that our collective attention of the country is distracted from the actual issues that plague this country.
Now, there have been a number of political leaders who have given irresponsible statements, particularly about the fear psychosis that has been created, that it is the Indian Muslims that are going to be impacted, their citizenship is going to be withdrawn. What do you have to make a comment on this?
There have been enough and many debates on this issue. I don't think we want to be a part of any debate which distracts and diverts the attention of the country from the anyay in the last 10 years and from the nyay that the Congress party is trying to propose.
What is your take on the recent government switch that has taken place in Haryana? Even in Bihar, as we speak, the cabinet expansion of the Nitish Kumar BJP government has been delayed. It is finally going to be done today.
Haryana is an example of how bad was the initial choice of the Chief Minister. Therefore, the Prime Minister is trying to course correct now. 9.5 years, you imposed a man who now, just before elections, you've realized that is not the right man for the job. Why did you impose that man on the people of Haryana? As far as Bihar is concerned, people of Bihar are waiting for the elections. They'll teach the turncoats a proper lesson.
Okay. Now, Mallikarjun Kharge, the AICC president, had very recently spoken about not contesting the Lok Sabha elections because of his age. He's 83 years old. Now, do you think there needs to be a cap that needs to be instituted on the politicians taking part in active politics beyond a certain age?
What I think is not important in a democracy, decisions are taken by consensus. There should be everybody's opinion should be taken into. Who is one person to decide whether I can contest or I cannot contest, or whether there should be a cap or there should not be a cap. Mr. Kharge voiced his personal opinion and we respect his opinion.
Now in the BJP,
thank you.
In the BJP there is just a moment, in the BJP there is a cap of 75 years, after which you are then joining the Margdarshak committee. Can something similar be proposed for all the political parties?
That cap was specially introduced to keep Mr. Advani at home by Mr. Narendra Modi. That cap was brought by Mr. Narendra Modi to keep all the Mr. Murli Manohar Joshi away from his government. So that's a very conspiratorial cap. We don't have any such intention.
Okay. Also, the fact that there are a number of tall leaders within the Congress who have now again decided
I think I have
to leave
to go,
the Congress.
Meghna, I have to go.
Quickly,
I have a
one
flight
answer.
to catch.
Just the last one about the Congress.
That keeps happening.
About,
a lot of people, 2 sitting MPs have left the BJP in the last 1 week. There are several others from the BJP who want to come to the Congress, and we are welcoming them. In Telangana, a lot of BJP leaders are joining the Congress. In Rajasthan, they are joining the Congress. In Haryana, they are joining the Congress. So, this is fine. I mean, we welcome them. Thank you.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.